Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Alfa 75. No, this time is not the project Alfa 75, as we know that season ended on the last episode of the engine starting and assembling everything. Before we do season 2, on the gearbox, on the drive shaft, the drive shaft has a terrible vibration. I don't really know still if it is the drive shaft or the problem that I have inside the engine. The con rods are bent. On this episode we are going to talk about the height adjustment of the car. As we saw on the last video of the, not last video, on the video of the suspension assembly, I tried to adjust the height of the car. It is very cool looking like this. It is really very pretty for me, but you cannot ride this. It's too low. The arms are really steep, and the suspension is working on the shock bumps. And it is. I think we can find intermediate height of the car. I think the right side of the car is a little bit higher than the left side, the driver's side of the car. So I think this car works with the torsion bar between the lower control arm and the middle of the car, sort of. If the splines of that shaft are different, are thinner on that side, I think we can adjust more, fine-tune a little bit more the height of the car. So what do I want? I want to raise it up a bit, but not as much as it was when I first bought the car. It was almost like a off-road car. I don't like that. So let's see what we can do. So as we are here measuring it, I already measured with 2 hands to be more exact, but I have here 59 centimeters on this side of the car, and on this side, left side, I only have 58 centimeters. I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do is to remove this left side of the suspension. I already did the video how about to assemble, repair and reassemble the suspension. I leave the link up here on the screen. Let's do right away the torsion bar. You have here the torsion bar over there with the splines over there, and the lower control arm is in place, kind of, just to see the height of the control arm. So I put my screw, my bolt over here, just to align the lower control arm, and I measured from here to a reference point on this rivet here, and I have on one spline 58, on the other 63. This is too high, and this is too low. So what I'm going to try to do is to take out this torsion bar and see if the splines over there on the rear are thinner. If they are, I will rotate them one spline and try to at least get the car leveled left to right. Okay, let's see if we can do it. What I'm trying to do here is to take out the bar without it falling off the hole, and trying to see if the splines here are different from the ones on the other side. If they are smaller or thicker, so different from the other ones. I think we can do this. From what I am seeing or wanting to see, I think they are different. I think at least let's try to rotate one spline, just one. If I rotate two splines, the math is different. So let's do this. One thing I am seeing here, this rubber boot, it was inside of the chassis, and I will not be able to put it back on. It's a shame. Maybe I have to cut this or just leave it hanging. It's a shame. So I just chose a random spline just to measure again my baseline. I think I am on the top side, but let's see if the measurement it is the same. Let's see on the top here. I have $63, and what I have 63. So no deal, guys. No deal. What can I do? Hold on, I'm seeing here 5 millimeters. I think we are onto something. Let's try to put this on the other spline, mount everything, and see what height do we have. I just want to level the car at this point. I'm sorry if it is getting a little bit confusing for you. Let me try to explain you. Before I disassemble the car, the suspension, for the repair the engine and the suspension, I measured everything. 63 centimeters on this side, let's round it to it, and 64 centimeters on that side. As I told you, I want to level the car, of course, but also I want to take out a little bit of height of the suspension. I was ready to give up when I started to assemble the original height. Remember, I took out one spline of that bar over there, and for curiosity, I measured again that point and that one, and surprise, surprise, what did I find? 64 centimeters. So at this point, I have the same height on the left and on the right side, or left and right. More or less the same height, but because remember I had several plays on the suspension. But what I'm thinking here is, if I take out again that spline on that torsion bar, just one spline, and become with 63 centimeters, on the right side do the same. I will do the same on the torsion bar, take one spline and end up with 63 centimeters on both sides. If I can do that, if I can have 63 centimeters on both sides, when the car hits the ground, I will lose about 2 centimeters, I think, because of the angle of the arms. So if that is possible, I will be very happy. Not only because I am able to level the car, the front of the car, but also take out a little bit of height of the car. As you may see, my cars are all a little bit lower. My SW is original, and my 33 is original as well. But my Alfa 155, as I told you on the video, it has lowering springs. It's really nice. Quick tip time here. I want to talk about this video that I'm recording here. I could just make a fast, quick tip video how to lower or raise your car, or how to level your Alfa 75, Alfetta, and so forth. But I want to give you the real example of how to do it step by step. Because life is not just get to the end of the video and see the result, because you have to realize the difficulties of doing something like this. So this is not an easy job to do. This is not a fast oil change job. You have to take your time, get comfortable. I was just on IKEA to buy some stuff for my little kid, my newborn, and I kept the cardboards because they are excellent to put on the floor. You don't mess with your floors, you don't mess with your clothes. It's warmer this way. You can lay down on the car. Take your time. Do things slowly. Think about this stuff. If it takes 1 day, okay. If it takes 2 days, no problem. If it takes a week, 8 months on this car, no problem. It's just a project car. It's just something to enjoy, something to get comfortable, get familiar, not something to get aggravated by. So take your time, do things right, do things slowly, and appreciate what it is to be experienced or not, a mechanic or an engineer or something like that. You can do it everything, even if you are not on this on the side of the cars. If you are not a mechanic, if you're not an enthusiast, on the weekends you can open your hood and see something like, oh, you talk about this stuff and that one, this one. Let me see on my car if it is all right. Let me check my brake fluid, my steering oil, my oil level, for example. I think it becomes a little bit more special if you are doing it yourself, not just for saving some money, because sometimes on the DIY projects you are not just saving money, you are doing things wrong, but that's another story. So I'm here to try to teach you how to do things, one of a million ways to do stuff, but this is my way of doing so. This is my way of doing videos. I hope you like it, and let's continue. So, what do you think? It's still crooked. It's lower on that side. Still a centimeter. On the right side, the torsion bar, it's different. It cannot be adjusted the same way as the left one can. No matter how turns I turn on the torsion bar, it's always the same thing. I have, let me check here, on the lower side, 61 centimeters, or on the next spline, 67. I always end up with these numbers here. So after I took a ride on the car, I have 63 centimeters off the ground. And on the left side, 62.5. What does it mean? I have to take out everything again and raise it up to 64 centimeters. I can do that, I think. I'm sure. And let's see if I can have the same height on left to right. The car is not lower, it's actually higher than it was before I remove everything. At least the arms are straight. Actually almost pointing up, so I cannot lower anymore the car. Okay. So let's see here what I can do to raise up a little bit more. 1 centimeter I think is enough from this side. And my intention now, I'm forgetting here the lowering. I just want the car to be straight. That's the main reason. And then I can tighten the top arms, suspension arms, and line up the car. And so there it is, guys. I kind of did it. I notice I have a lot of play on the distortion bar here. Almost certainly the problem is the rotten torsion bars left and right. But at least now it's kind of straight. I still have to do the wheel alignment, and that's about it. More things on this side, like this. So it's not as low as I wanted, but too bad. Next thing, I will repair these door panels, this rear panel here as well. It will be all repaired and painted. And for now, that is it. I hope you like this video. I hope you can consider subscribe and share with your friends. Also, on the description below, there are some ways that you can help me on this channel. And bye!